Since 2004, the Range Rover Sport has offered a compelling mix of sporty dynamics and off-road capability. Today, we test the luxury SUV in a version designed to ease your environmental conscience, the P400e plug-in hybrid. Car tester Ines Patry says that if we look under the car's hood, we see the base gasoline engine, 2 liters and 4 cylinders that put out 221 kilowatts. It is supported by a 105 kilowatt electric motor connected to the transmission under the car. That brings the vehicle's overall system performance to 297 kilowatts. The additional electric power boosts the hybrid's maximum torque by an impressive 240 newton meters to 640 over the 400 produced by the gasoline engine alone. Ines says another special feature is this flap here in the radiator grille in the car's front. It conceals the connection for the charging cable, and charging takes 7.5 hours from a standard household power outlet. It's faster with a wall box, which recharges the batteries in 2 hours and 45 minutes. Outwardly, there's little to indicate this is a hybrid. The P400e can cover a range of 48 kilometers on electric power alone. All the additional technology adds considerable weight, around 390 kilograms, compared to the gasoline version. Land Rover says fuel consumption should be only 3.3 liters for the first 100 kilometers, with CO2 emissions far below the 100 gram per kilometer mark. But those figures get higher on longer journeys. Ines points out the batteries are in the back of the trunk under the loading floor. That makes the trunk shallower by 4 centimeters. And that takes away about 80 liters of storage volume. This trunk is still really big, though. The air suspension helps to compensate for the relatively high loading lip. At the push of a button, the rear of the car can be lowered by 5 centimeters for easier loading. By default, the Range Rover Sport drives in parallel hybrid mode. That means it chooses the most efficient combination of gasoline and electric power for the driving situation. If a destination has been entered into the navigation system, the route information is also included in its calculations. The save function can be used to keep up the battery's charge level, for example in city driving. In safe mode, the electric motor is only used if more power is added to the battery first with recuperative braking. Simply pressing a button switches to EV mode. Then the car sticks to full electric traction. This is possible up to a speed of 137 kilometers per hour. Ines says as far as vehicle dynamics are concerned, the 2-liter 4-cylinder really benefits from the electric boost in parallel hybrid mode when the electric motor joins in. That brings the torque up to 640 newton meters. So if you step on the gas pedal, you get more than enough pickup.
Wenn man da aufs Gaspedal tritt, da kommt dann schon ordentlich Kraft drüber.
And that takes the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.7 seconds. Top speed is 220 kilometers per hour. But with a feather-light right foot in hybrid mode, the gasoline engine only comes online if a lot more power is desired. Ines says it's noticeable that even in parallel hybrid mode, the car uses relatively large quantities of electric power, and the gasoline engine kicks in relatively late. That means the car's really making good use of this electric technology, but this takes the battery charge level down relatively quickly. Even so, it could be a real benefit for drivers who use it to commute and can recharge the battery at work. Unfortunately, this hybrid starts at 88,000 euros in Germany. Ina sums up by saying the P400e's goal is to reduce fuel consumption and emissions. Nowadays, to bring down fleet emissions, hardly any car maker can avoid electrifying their vehicles. Buyers choosing a plug-in hybrid should always be careful to start out with a full battery, because that's the only way to exploit the technology's full potential, and not to drive around senselessly, carrying all that additional weight.
Ungenutzt durch die Gegend.